The death of free speech in Canada. I'm Brian Lilly with the Rebel.media. If you thought we had free speech in this country, think again. Another blow against those of us that believe in freedom of expression, something that is supposed to be guaranteed at the beginning, the very top of Canada's Charter of Rights and Freedoms. Comedian Mike Ward of Montreal has been ordered to pay $35,000 to a young man named Jeremy Gabriel and several more thousand to his mother Sylvie. Why? Moral and punitive damages. Of the $35,000 Ward has been ordered to pay to Jeremy Gabriel, $25,000 is for moral damages, $10,000 is for punitive damages. All because Mike Ward made fun of Jeremy in a comedy routine. That's right, Ward is a stand-up comedian. He's a regular part of the Just for Laughs festival. He takes part in something called The Nasty Show. That should tell you something about his comedy. It's profane, it's obscene, it is nasty. Jeremy Gabriel is someone who was a bit of a minor celebrity in Quebec about 10 years ago. 2006, he was a 10-year-old boy with a disability, flown to Rome to sing for the Pope. 4 years later, Mike Ward is making part of little Jeremy, making that part of his act, telling jokes about him. That got back to Jeremy, and he was hurt by the words that Ward had used and says that people treated him differently, that he was bullied for this, he was taunted at school. So he filed a human rights complaint, and the Quebec Human Rights Tribunal found in his favor. Despite there being a guarantee of freedom of expression in this country, despite this being a comedy routine, and despite this not being something that was deemed libelous or slanderous by a court, Ward has been found guilty and ordered to pay $35,000. Should we really be surprised? Guy Earl, he had heckled some lesbian members of his audience who were heckling him. He made jokes at their expense about them being lesbians. They took him to the Human Rights Commission and won. We've also seen Ezra Levant, Mark Stein taken to human rights bodies over their journalistic work. And of course, there's the Supreme Court decision in the Whatcott case. Bill Whatcott, a Christian activist, fined by the Saskatchewan Human Rights Commission for saying hateful things about gays and lesbians. Whatcott was able to go in and say, what I put forward in my flyers is true, and I can prove it. The Supreme Court's answer? Truth is no defense if the statements can be construed as hateful. That's right. The Supreme Court said there may be a charter right to freedom of expression, but if your words are hateful, it doesn't matter if they're true. On what grounds can Mike Ward possibly hope to win his appeal? He and his lawyer, Julius Gray, an esteemed member of the Quebec Bar, say they will appeal this, but I'm not overly hopeful. We have a society in this country that doesn't seem to value the things that we say we cherish the most, such as freedom of expression, free speech, freedom of religion. We don't cherish these things at all. We want the state to constrain them at every turn, from the speech codes on campuses right across the country to the Whatcott case. There are restrictions on freedom of expression. The Liberals are even talking about bringing back Section 13 of the Canadian Human Rights Act. That's the hurt feelings on the internet provision. So while I wish Mike Ward all the best, I'm not overly hopeful because most Canadians seem asleep at the switch or just happy to go along so that they can get along and not be bothered by these busybody bodies that want to control the words that come out of our mouths, the thoughts that fill our heads. It's a shameful day for Canada.
Thanks for watching. Click here to never miss a Rebel update. Want even more of the Rebel? Well, click here to become a premium member.